So let me explain why from this day forward I am throwing out and outlawing for myself and for Muscle Dungeon the conventional big three. Or the conventional three. I don't call them the big three because they ain't that big to me. The conventional three. I have so many reasons I could list here. Where to start? Little story, okay? I reached my goal of a 500-pound standard bench press. It took like 15 years. I have never once followed any program. I did everything my own way. Because anytime I ever had a workout partner, they were always holding me back. Anytime I tried to work out in gyms, I'd get thrown out for being too much. So I've had to evolve in my own path, which is awesome for me. It's the way it's meant to be. On the subject of the big three, okay, I reached my goal, right? The next time I go back to the gym, or my gym, and ask myself, okay, what am I doing today on bench press day? What's my next goal? Am I aiming for 600? Am I doing 300 for reps? What is it? There was nothing there. And that's when I had to realize some interesting things about the last 15 years up to that point. The only reason I had that bench press goal was because everywhere you go, when you run into conventional thinking, they say, when do you bench? What do you bench? What do you bench? What do you bench? Now, if I had had wisdom at a younger age, I would have said, whatever I want, asshole. And I would have went about training however I wanted to. But instead I thought, oh, I better build a big bench press so one day I can answer that with a big impressive number. Like some magic fucking thing's going to happen when you do. I did that. I developed that bench press to please others, not myself. And that makes me almost nauseous to realize how fucking weak that is. So that's one reason. Number two, why are people asking me for programs to teach them about powerlifting when I have never once even given an example of any of the conventional power lifts? As far as I know, I have not once recorded one of those conventional lifts. And from this day forward, it'll never happen because I'm done doing them. And what I'm going to do, let me continue on that theme. You're asking me to teach you powerlifting when you have people out there who have developed every kind of program for you could possibly need, from beginner to intermediate to advanced. Now, if you compete in powerlifting, none of this rant is directed to you. Competition is a medium. There's agreed upon things you're going to compete at, and you need to be as good at those specific things as possible to compete. And I highly respect people for competing in anything, even if it's checkers. I don't give a shit. If you compete, I respect you. This rant is not to you. But if you're one of these sheep who preaches the gospel of the big three and you don't even compete, or you're not planning to, what the hell is wrong with you? It's a rhetorical question. I'll tell you what's wrong with you. You're a sheep. You live in a little tiny pen where you just want to be able to fit in with the other bros so you don't get singled out. Why? Because inside of you, you don't believe that you could handle being singled out. You don't believe that you could be anything exceptional. So you're not. So welcome to conventionality. For me, conventional thinking of any kind is like suffocating in a fucking plastic bag. Okay? I'm straight up allergic to it. So please, guys, do not waste your time asking me to show you things that every motherfucker out there has already shown you and taught you. And many of them are actual powerlifters who can teach that shit right. Go listen to them about that, not me. You're not going to get that here. In case you haven't noticed, this is ahead of its time new shit. You know, which means as far as mass marketing appeal, are you kidding me? Do you think that there's anything about this channel or me as an individual that has mass appeal? Fuck no, okay? If I wanted to get as many people following me around on my fitness channel so I could make as much money off y'all as possible, here's what I would do. I would take steroids and anything else I could get my hands on. I would lie and say I didn't. I would get a nice fake tan and oil myself up and do little conventional exercises with a pre-pump on my muscles. And I would tell you the keys to bodybuilding are doing the conventional golden standards of bodybuilding and eating 10 fucking meals a day. Okay? I would lie to you and tell you the shit that you're used to being told so that I could draw in a lot of you who have been trained to believe that shit, and I could make money and steal energy and praise and attention from all of you. It's bullshit in my world. I don't do shit like that. You may see me as a total fucking asshole, that's fine, because I have integrity and I'm not willing to fuck you all over and take advantage of the way you've been trained to think. For those of you who work with me privately on your physique, I'm going to just tell you now, I'm not teaching anybody powerlifting, physique, okay, how to change your body, how to look way the fuck better and have a more functional, healthy body. That's the kind of shit I'll work with you on, but I'm not doing it by conventional means. If you're going to work with me, it's going to be very unconventional. You're going to get more bang for your buck if you'll actually do what I share with you on workouts, and even possibly even more so on the diet stuff, because that's where most people are really effing themselves good. I'm not easy to work with. I'm not conventional. I'm not anything you're used to, and I'm not made for the masses. I'm not made for commerciality or mass appeal or any of that shit. I would rather shoot myself in the fucking head than sell out to doing the 3 most boring exercises I know about and preaching the same worn out shit that everybody else is doing just so I could ride on the coattails of somebody else and have a bunch of their followers follow me too, so I could make money off a bunch of conventional boring shit. Are you kidding me? Does anything about... You see how I have like stains on my shirt and shit? Does anything about me look like I give a rat's ass about fitting in or market appeal or commercialism or taking advantage of the mass fucking herds of sheep on this planet? No, nothing about me fits in those molds, okay? In my past, I listened to so-called experts on subjects when they had never even done what I was doing because they didn't have the balls to do it. And when I listened to their advice over my own, I got severely injured, destroyed, threw my career off the rails, lost everything I earned and worked for, all by listening to others instead of myself. I am done with that shit now. I am not limiting myself anymore to what anybody else thinks on this planet, because in every single case it's been a disappointment. So, if you're interested in going into the new, if you're interested in having a body that's otherworldly, because it's not built by any of the means people do shit on this planet currently, if you're interested in being ahead of the curve and totally misunderstood and being accused of all kinds of things and having nobody understand you or recognize shit about you, I'm here for you. If you're in that tiny 1% of the 1% that even comprehends 1 fucking percent of anything I'm even saying here, I'm here for you. But it's not going to be about telling you the bullshit you've heard before, okay? We're not doing anything that you've heard before if you work with me, okay? Just so you know. So do not waste your time asking for more. Oh, I'm a novice, or I'm an intermediate, I'm a beginner. I don't even know what those categories mean, okay? I never did programs, I never did labels. I don't even know what that shit means. Now, let me make my final really important point about why I'm not going to demonstrate powerlifting for you guys. I've mentioned some of the numbers that I hit before. I couldn't give a shit less whether you believe me or not. If you believe me, it's because you're a can-do kind of person and you're inspired. If you don't believe me, it's because you're a fucking victim hater and you're not doing shit with your life. Either way, that's about you, not me. The thing is, the reason I won't practice and then demonstrate my best numbers on the conventional 3 for you guys is because my form is what you would call shit. Now, it works for me, but you guys would snap city the fuck out of yourselves lifting those 3 conventional lifts the way I did. Like I said, my body ain't made for it. I can't even get in anything remotely that's proper posture for a deadlift. Squat-wise, I'm not even going to talk about this. Bench press, when I hit that 500, it was probably what you guys would call a fucking neck press, where I was bringing it down to my body. And the grip was so wide, I'd never hear the end of it. And for good reason, because if people imitated me, they'd probably kill themselves. That's another reason I'm not going to show this shit. When I was a certified personal trainer, it didn't take me long to realize that I was working with people whose bodies had the integrity of a rotten zombie. Their tendons were ripping off, they were ripping through their abdomen, just doing what I thought were, to me, fucking basic, not even that intense exercise. I got the fuck out of that business and ran for my life before everybody started suing me for the fact that they're made out of garbage. If you guys lifted the numbers I did in the form I did it with, you'd break your fucking backs or something, okay? So that's another reason I don't teach things that I have no business teaching. And I have a serious problem with how many proclaimed experts there are out there in the world who suck or don't even have experience with what the fuck they're teaching. They're teaching some shit they stole out of a book or they heard somebody else say. You're not teaching shit. You're not a teacher. You're an asshole if you're doing that. I teach things that fucking come from authentic me. And if I'm teaching anything else, I'm being a fake and I'm being a fucking asshole, okay? Now those are my standards. Guys, this is actually me being calm on this topic, okay? Just so you know. Yeah, there's a lot of fiery energy here, and that's the kind of willpower and energy it takes to make an exceptional body. But willpower and strength and willpower alone, if you're wasting it on conventional thinking, you're only going to get mediocre, okay? That's what I call current humanity. Mediocre as fuck in every category. If you want to be anything other than mediocre, guess what? You're going to have to do newer, better things. Imagine that. How fucking profound. So this guy will not be lying and faking and teaching powerlifting and being commercial and selling out and being a bunch of things he's not, just so he can have a bunch of pre-conventionally trained, limited thinking herds of sheep fucking following him around, praising him and giving him money and energy. Keep your fucking money and energy. If any of you can understand how to apply any of the things on this channel, I don't need you to write a book about me. There's a reason I haven't given out my name. There's multiple reasons, but it's just for you to take and fucking benefit. That's all I wanted. That's all I still want. There's been others like me who came before me who wanted that and died with a broken heart because nobody got it or was willing to accept anything better. That's pretty common in this planet. So, and furthermore, guys, let's say that I got on some ego trip, and just because I can pull big numbers on the big three if I practice at it, even though my form's total shit. Let's say I did that, and I put up big numbers that, you know, there's less than 1% of anybody in the world that could outlift me at with my terrible form. Why are we doing that? Why do we need to compare what I can do at the conventional big three with my horrible weird-ass form and brute strength versus you? Why do we need to compare that? What good is going to come from that when you see that I can outlift almost everybody on the planet at the big three with shitty form? What are we going to do after that comparison? Are we going to have a dick comparison so you can fucking feel even worse? Like, where are we going with that? You see what I'm saying? Nothing good comes from going down that path with me on this channel. It's not authentic, it's not real, it's not good. It's not leading to anything good for anybody, me or you. Okay? So guys, hopefully this clears that up. Now, you can graffiti the fuck out of this thread. Oh, if you don't do conventional squats, you're not a real man. Even though, like I say, I'm going to be lifting as much with one leg as you assholes do with two legs at the rate I'm going to be doing it. But whatever. You can pretend that I'm not a real man if it allows you to look in the mirror and lie to yourself for one more day and go about your life unconscious. I don't give a shit. Like I said, if you compete in powerlifting, fine. I understand it being your big religion that you're all obsessed with. It's all these other wannabes who don't do shit with their life, and they're preaching the fucking big three because they heard it somewhere. I would like to bust open the fence and let you out of your pen, but I'm pretty sure most of you are too scared to leave your pen anyway. So this is for that 1% of that 1% of that 1% who understands 1% of anything I'm sharing. Okay? Much love, believe it or not. Strength and honor to all of you. Let me know if you're an actual futuristic Jedi ready to be totally not understood and have an out of this world body. An out of this body world? Either way, let me know. I'm truly open-minded, okay? That's why I don't fit in. But maybe a few of you are ready to go totally eccentric and futuristic and not fit in and be something exceptional, whether you're going to be understood for it or not. I'm here for you if you are, okay? I'd much rather work very seriously with a smaller number of clients on a personal let's do this and make your body fucking awesome level than work half-ass, selling half-ass knowledge that's already out there in a million different forms, and have millions of people half-assing their way along paying me to do so. I couldn't give a shit about that. I don't know if anybody understands the way I speak or my terms or anything. Maybe some of you, some of this clicks. If you're not running away, if you feel like you could work with someone eccentric who doesn't really have a lot of patience for conventional small-minded thinking, I'm here for you, okay? Now, I love all of you, regardless of what you think or believe, or if you just want to shit in your hand and throw it at me. But honestly, that's all we're talking about here, is entire generation after generation just doing monkey see, monkey do like motherfucking monkeys. I'm not a monkey. I come from somewhere else. So I don't get into that monkey see, monkey do shit. I've found that exploring what all the monkeys aren't exploring is much more beneficial and rewarding. But hey, even if I'm the only one, fine, I'll just apply it to me. But I know there's a few of you. There's a few of you working with me. There's always a few out there, anomalies, exceptions, that are actually ready to step outside the fucking herd and experience something that isn't a prepackaged, boring excuse for life. Let me know if that's you. If you're a Jedi, you'll know who you are. All right. Over and out for now.